This video is brought to you by Letsynthesize Academy, the #1 place for practice-oriented courses for serious music producers.
Yo, Letsyn here, welcome to the new Synthesize Sunday episode, and today I want to talk about lots of very cool, interesting techniques about how to create percussive neuro basses like Mefjus Disrupted. And this is the original. Like always, you can grab this project from my Patreon below and click here for a very cool noisy style drum bass masterclass and get ready for even more. But right now, let's jump into it. Right, so here is my version. And the original one. Now they have some differences, but the main character of the sound is there. And in a moment I'm going to show it to you, but first I want to talk about the rhythm of the bass, which looks like it is just random stuff. But it has such a nice beat. So what I did is I took Operator with a simple saw to find basically the behavior of this sound. So right now it sounds like this. And with the arpeggiator, with the synchronization mode turned off, by holding a sustained note, let's make it a little longer. Okay, this shares some similarities. So right now, so it looks like Mefjus used some random note with the arpeggiator on the beat, so I can't really recognize the rhythm. So I can't say that it is in triplet mode or fifths or whatever. With the arpeggiator turned to 2058, I think I found the trick. Now the cool part in this is you can always play around with this. You can create very interesting happy accidents on the groove or on the rhythm of the bass with the arpeggiator trick. So I highly recommend you to play around and experiment with this. But we're still not there with the bass, with the sound itself. So let me initialize the Operator. And when I first heard the bass itself, I was like, okay, I can see this little percussive whatever. But I'm more curious about the low end. So this really rumbly and aggressive subby whatever. And looking on the waveform, I can clearly see that some sort of light FMing is happening here. Now I use this technique by, having one sine wave modulated by another sine wave on the same pitch, in like here with the Skrillex beat and in several other videos, but the result was just not the same. So let me show you. If I don't use the arpeggiator this time, and if I just resample this one, you will see the difference. Now the pitch is the same with the MIDI and the original, so the Mefjus track. So they show some similarities, but it's definitely different. So I had to experiment with two things. First, the envelopes inside the operator, so this will change the behavior, the FM modulation intensity on the sub, some pitch overall on the bass. So what I did is I created a little more attack, a little more punch on the beginning of the sound on every hit. So when this percussive kind of layer or whatever it is happens by, adding a huge decay time and pulling back the sustain to -14 decibels and doing the same on the modulator. So right now this is how it sounds. So if I resample it, it still is different, but at least we have some nice punch. Then I was like, what happens if I add a little more overtones or more harmonics to the modulator? So I draw these overtones. And the bass turned into a lot more growlier sound. Okay, we are getting there, but I was like, this is not enough. I want to have even more overtones, so I turned to the filter emulation, and in the filter drive, I added 10 decibels of drive to it. This looks really chaotic, like a low frequency pitch modulation on the whole stuff, like rumbly sound, when you hit a plate and it starts vibrating. So I heard this effect in that bass. This is why I went to the LFO and I set Operator A to a really intense vibration. And okay, we are getting closer. Let me show you the waveform. Okay, I think we are getting there by simply adding a little chaos to the bass. And this was the goal here, to add the rumbleness. So what creates the rumbleness? It's basically because of the phase cancellation and pitch modulation when you play something in a huge room, in a huge hall, and you know, all the reverberation is together. And this is what we just created by using the LFO. Let's drop a limiter. This looks really chaotic and rumbly, but this is not enough. So I changed the FM algorithm to this one, where we are modulating operator A with 3 different other operators. So we just made a rumbleness, and we have the option now to create the percussive sound, because first I thought it was a separate percussion on top of this rumbly bass, but turned out no, it just simply comes from FM. And for that we need to apply another LFO by using a really short envelope, 174 milliseconds. But the pitch is not enough, so crank up this one to 4 and maybe detune it really intensively, because we want to have a little percussive, a tonal sound. And we are already there. This sounds like almost like a percussion with a huge sub, a rumbly sub under it. But let's add another with a really high pitch, so like 15. Oops, but this is not enough, so pull back the decay and make it really short by just modulating, for example, the half of this envelope, something like this. And we are almost there, but I thought that let's add a little more overtones to it to get a little closer to the original one. Okay, so my goal was here to just draw in some random stuff. And basically I was there. So the cool part here is you can always change the phase of one operator and get a little different result, or change the feedback. Maybe this will be cool. Let's change the feedback here too. Maybe the phase. Okay, so this is, by the way, just the percussive part. I don't want to touch operator B because that creates the rumbleness. But with operator C and D, you can create very cool different little variations or colors for the percussive part. I applied an EQ8, so just chop off the very highs and a little bit of taming on the mid. Cool, so now this is what we have. This is the original. And this is what I made previously. Original. Okay, and about the feels, I thought here in this video about a really unique drum and bass beat, but basically it's just one sound from my very cool and free Neuro glitch sample pack that you can find here, and this very nice faceplant bass. Right, so don't forget to grab this project with tons of other very cool projects from my Patreon below, and click here for the noisier style drum and bass masterclass, and get ready because I'm going to release a lot more in the near future. See you guys next time. Peace.